This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. So, Logan Paul is going to go back to boxing. Dylan Dennis posts old pics of Logan Paul's fiance with himself and other men. Disrespectful. That is disrespectful. So, I guess he wants that fight. He said, for anyone saying I'm slut shaming, what are you talking about? I love sluts. Gosh, this guy's a savage. So last week, Logan Paul announced a return to boxing, upcoming against MMA fighter Dylan Dennis. So they're going to hype this up for October 14th in Manchester, England, which is right around the corner. And we'll see what happens with that. Okay. Yeah, the Mayweather fight was completely staged. Like Mayweather went light on him. Then we got academics interviewing Elliot Wilson, and they were talking about Drake. Okay, because Elliot Wilson's interviewed Drake a few times, and he was mad when Drake went to Bobby Athoff instead of him or somebody else in the culture. I don't think he would have been upset about Joe Budden, Drink Champs, or academics. The Bobby Athoff thing was weird, and Elliot Wilson knows what's up. He knows he should really speak about what's really going on. He knows she signed a WME, and they're calling favors. This is why they call an industry plant. An industry plant is someone who gets with a label or a powerful person in the industry, and they just put you with big artists. You know who was an industry plant? Ace Hood was an industry plant. And Khaled found him in Miami, put him with a bunch of Rick Ross, T-Pain, this person. And people didn't really buy into it right away. It took Ace Hood got 2 Def Jam albums. I like Ace Hood. Don't get me wrong. I'm not dissing Ace Hood. I'm just telling you what an industry plan is, okay? Failed. Didn't work. But Ace Hood has the respect in the industry because Khaled dropped him. Just stop messing with him. Didn't drop him off the label, just dropped him. Ace Hood cooked up a hit with his hard blood, sweat, and tears. And then Khaled jumped back on his back because Ace Hood got himself hot again, and I respect that. Okay, so he's a plant that got round up, and they killed the plant, but he was too strong, and he grew back on his own. Okay, but that's an example of an industry plant. Ice Spice kinda is an industry plant, and nobody will see it till it's done. You know, think about it. She came out with 2 dud singles. Munch kind of worked, and they did a push on it. They made sure it was, on the World Star page. Simultaneously, Drake flew her out to Canada for OVO Fest, speculating that Drake was interested in signing her. Then nothing happened with that. They unfollowed each other. That was a favor to the Granges because she was signed to Elliot Grange, who Lucian Grange has Drake signed over there at Universal Republic, right? So then she comes out with a few more songs, right? Everybody's sweating her now that Drake was interested. Then they do a Nicki collab. They talk about it as a signing at first, but then it turns out to just be I don't know what they called it. They called it some type of a collab or association after the Barbie stuff dropped. Because Elliot Grange isn't letting his artist go over to Nicki. He's putting too much work in, calling too many favors. Okay? Drake unfollowed Ice Spice after that. She unfollowed him. Now with the Bobby Athoff thing, same thing. In there, they have... this is a powerful person at WME Entertainment that has signed her, believes in her. We're going to make you a big podcaster. Use that same character we saw you on TikTok with, because on TikTok, I think she played that character sometimes, and they liked it. It wasn't like her whole thing. So, she did the Funny Marco, which is funny because she's really using Funny Marco style, and Funny Marco got that style from Zach Galifianakis, Between Two Ferns. Then from there, she did Drake. After Drake, she could get whoever she wants. Mark Cuban was a favor through the publicist. Then they got Tyga, Lil Yachty, so on and so on. And then they removed the Drake interview, right? And they remove it, and people were speculating, but don't worry, it'll come back. It didn't get removed. It got privated. That's all that happened. It's just to get more speculation up. To like, now where everyone's going to talk about this. I was like, don't fall for it. Is this DJ Khaled acting dressed like a turtle on stage? What's going on here? Yo Gotti just doesn't mess with 3-6 Mafia like that. Yeah, it's obvious. He hasn't messed with 3-6 Mafia since 05-06. He said on that song "What Up," he was like 3-6, well F ya. He hasn't messed with 3-6 Mafia since like 04-05. It's just a beef within Memphis. He wanted to be king of Memphis. He says, I didn't even, this is what he says in the Breakfast Club interview that he just did. He said, I didn't even really see 3-6 Mafia like that, and I got to see it to believe it. They weren't around like that. Bro, they were superstars. They've been in since the 90s. People don't see you in Memphis like that anymore. You live in California. You'll drive through once in a while, and, if they happen to be outside that day, they'll see you. But come on, man. He knows, Gotti knows the elevation. Gotti did come up and put that work in, okay? Got a little corny later on, but he did put the work in, and I do love early Gotti mixtapes, undeniably. Like 06 to 2015 stretching it, but yeah, 2013 to 15 strong. I like it. I'm not too much of a big fan of the stuff after that. Is this BMO? Is that his name? He said, this might be the craziest lie ever told on film. Oh, no, okay. I don't know who this guy is, but he was on Bootleg Kev. Bootleg Kev might have the best clip of the year with this one. This guy was on there talking about, he was like, so tell me about your story. He's like, well, I got a scholarship to go to like Jackson, Mississippi, college or something like that. And he said, they offered me 10 million. I turned it down because I just love this rap stuff. And Bootleg Kev was like, what are you talking about? It doesn't work like that. Like, you're capping, bro. And he was like, nah, trust me. I turned $5 million down. The colleges don't give you $5 million, bro. Stop. Okay, this is not a contract, to go play for a college. Dumbest thing ever said ever. And shout to Bootleg Kev for getting the best clip of the year, because that's it. That's the best clip of the year right there. Trina talks about, hey, as long as her man's booty's clean and not hairy, she's eating it. I'll do anything necessary for him. Damn, Trina. Don't go. If a guy likes, I'm sorry. If you like that, it's a little spooky to me. Keep it private to yourself, man. To me, it's a little spooky, but that's for you to be freaky behind closed doors. Don't be like Nori out here talking about, no, didn't. Nori's out here acting like a fool. Luther Luke Campbell, hip hop fans from Florida, don't get upset. From Florida, don't be upset they don't recognize your favorite Floridian artist as part of hip hop's 50th year celebrations. This industry has never considered us hip hop from the start. Hip hop in the South. You can only imagine the names they called us. They should be having celebrations for the South too, because there's certain artists in the South that are near and dear to the South and deserve their recognition too. It took everything to make hip hop as big as it was. Yeah, it started in New York, in the Bronx, Sedgwick Avenue. And of course, that's the Mecca. That's where it started. And we lost it in 2005-ish. The South kind of like really arrived. Houston arrived. West Coast had arrived way before that. So it's always been West Coast, East Coast, but like it started in the East. West Coast should get their own celebrations because like think of all the Bay Area artists, Jacka, Mob Figures, San Quinn, all those guys, Burner. They all deserve. There's way more than that. I think Gold Toes was he a rapper? There's a lot of Mac Dre. There's just so many. Too Short, obviously. That's the commercial. But everybody needs. They should be doing more hip hop celebrations. There's 6 months. There's good 4 or 5 months left. Come on. Texas needs one too. Snoop Dogg says, I love and respect what you did for me and my hip-hop journey, Uncle Luke. On and off the mic, let's do a Southwest hip-hop celebration so we can get the flowers to you and the other founders who mean so much to this thing called hip-hop. I mean, Ebro called a bunch of people out and was talking about that a lot of people aren't thanking hip hop for all the money they make. I mean, I'm always thankful. I talk about it all the time. Like, I got to do something I was very passionate about. From day one, I was lucky. And I'm very thankful to whoever came before me, and I was honored to be able to work with like people like Pear Smith from EPMD and a lot of other people, pioneers, let's see, who else did I work with, like, from the older days? I think I did something with Keith Murray before, maybe. I've done something with a lot of people, man. It's like, it was always an honor, because it was like, these are the people that paved the way. But anyways, Bobby Athoff, we'll see what happens with her. Then we got Adam22. Why did I put this in here? Adam22. He talked about that. How much? He's talking about how much money he made. He said he made a couple $1 million with his wife on that scene. I'm glad he did, because that was a sacrifice. I mean, you might have sacrificed your marriage with that one. Not now, but later. This is the beginning of the end. There's no way the marriage survives that. And I'm sorry. It's just truth. You played with it. Once you play with stuff like that, it doesn't end well. It could take years to pressure to build up, but it'll happen. It'll always be there. It'll always be an issue. Then he said he faked giving her a Lambo. I'm sure she has a Lambo truck. They're expensive, but they're not like over. It's another payment. They didn't even have to. They could, even though they could have bought it straight up. I'm sure they leased it or something, because Adam is not dumb. You're not going to drive it that much. It's better just to have it for status. Christian Rock. Zeus claims that it didn't happen on their watch, the beatdown of Wovicki. So they want to be totally clear of that. Kanye West supposedly is going to come out with an album in October. There's a lot of talk about this on Reddit. Easy Chord new album, info dump. A large level of tracks have been finished. Change was the name of the album at some point. Many songs of the album are taken from older eras. None from the project was worked on in 2022. Album style is a mix of College Dropout and Life of Pablo and a little bit of Turbo. Kanye has controversial but not anti-Semitic mentions. Ye's verse are high energy, and the album was insane. What's that Blank Disc album? Might be easy. I downloaded that once. I can't find it anymore. That was good. I should go back and listen to some old Kanye. Anyways, this is Jordan Tower with JT News. Just wanted to wrap up the night. I'm going to go to sleep and wake up early. Well, I never can wake up early. I used to be able to wake up early. I can't do it right now. I'm out of shape, man. But, you know, like anything, you just got to put one foot in front of the other and keep working hard. I'll get back to waking up early again. This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Peace.